Well, my name is Taylor Gibson. I'm a biology major with an environmental concentration and then a chem minor. So I originally started my degree looking to go to vet school, but then quickly decided that I was more interested in like sustainability, conservation. And that's what led me to the project. I was looking for an option that would help get me into some research, get me some technical skills, so that way I could hopefully put that on a resume for grad school.
Everybody wants it on their resume.
Yeah. I was looking, I'm a licensed technician for a veterinary clinic. So I was looking for originally something in research that would allow me to work with small animals. And I heard of the turtle assurance colony, so I was thinking of that. But then when I talked to Dr. DeRocher, who ended up being my advisor, and he was explaining all that they did with the birds, I really liked the idea of like hands-on, being out in the field, conducting the research, not necessarily inside. I love to be outside. So I would say the pros are definitely getting to meet new people and open some doors, but also to using the skills that I'm being taught through my degree. Some of the cons are that it can be a little physically demanding at times. I'm having to learn to use my hands along with my brain, but I'd still love it. I'd still do it over and over again.
Did the stipend help at all?
It did, yeah. It actually paid for my semester.
It paid for your semester?
It paid for my semester,
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I guess the best experience would be for me, we caught an ovenbird last fall, and that was really exciting because it's a migrant bird that flies through. But then we were actually banding not too long ago, and we caught another migrant bird heading in the opposite direction, like coming back from its wintering grounds.
Oh, okay.
So just to really be able to be hands-on and see that migration happen, it's really cool. I think it's helped me think things through a little bit more thoroughly, be a little bit better of a critical thinker, kind of think all aspects of a project, not be so narrow-minded.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm using those techniques and skills and learning new things every day. My research project is on migrant songbird use of ridge habitat, and this is because ridge habitats are understudied, mostly due to the logistic issues of getting out into these type of environments and taking the tools along necessary to perform the research. So Dr. DeRocher had realized the lack in study of ridge habitats and set up a project for us to band migrant songbirds along the Dalton State Ridge using the Roadrunner Trail system here on campus. So we would go out September through November, last fall migration, and band birds at various elevations along the ridge and take data from them to kind of see what's coming in during the migration and compare migrant species versus resident species.
And that's where you guys would actually use the nets to like capture them, right?
Yeah. So we set up the nets. There's 5 nets per treatment area, and there's a low treatment, a mid elevation, and a ridge treatment. And we would set the nets up and leave them up for about 5 hours at a time, check them every 30 to 40 minutes. And if we got a bird in there, they're really thin, see-through, and the birds just fly right at them. They can't really see them, and they drop down in them. And then you go back and check them. And if we got a bird in there, we would extract it, and we would take various measurements from it. So we would apply an aluminum band that has a specific identification number to that bird, and then we would release it. And we would do that whether it was residential or a migrant bird, just to kind of keep an account on what species and the diversity of them out there. we would capture the birds and we would collect the various data, such as their measurements of their beak, their wings, their legs. We would weigh them, and then we would age and sex them when we could, and we'd let them go. We would take those measurements and we put them in a federal database with the banding lab, so that way as they move throughout their migration, if they are caught in other places, people can refer back to that and see who last banded them and all the different measurements we
I guess
took.
that would also show like where the birds are going.
It would,
and
yes.
stuff
It
like
also
that.
helps kind of understand their flow, where they're migrating from, where they're migrating to. The biggest thing that we realized out of our data is comparing the fall migration of 2023 to 2024. It seemed like the mid-elevation range is where we noticed the most bird activity and where we were able to band the most amount of birds. I think this is because it's in the middle. It's the best of both worlds. It's still close to the water, doesn't have as much growth or underbrush to it, but it's also not up there on the ridge where it's kind of open to the wind and the elements. That's what we noticed the most. Something else too is there are species out at these different elevations that we know we should be able to get in these nets that we've not gotten yet. And an example of that is in 2024, we caught a pine warbler where we had not caught that in the previous years. So we're hoping to be able to add new species to the project. And then something else to note that we added into our data is that there are migrant species who are considered canopy species. So they're not going to come down far enough to be able to be caught in any of our nets. So while we took the data from the birds we got out of the nets, we were also taking observational data of what we could see or what we could hear.
Because canopy would be like up in the treetops,
Yeah, up in the
right?
treetops, yeah, where they don't come down far enough for us to get them in our nets. But knowing that they're there and they're using the ridge is really important when compiling your data. Yeah, it was a lot of hiking.
A lot of hiking.
Yeah, but I love to hike. We had to look up a lot of research papers in order to have some background knowledge, like the fact that there's lacking in ridge habitat, but also to what kind of species we would expect to find here in Northwest Georgia using the ridge, and really which species are going to come through, stop here, and then continue on their migration, or they're going to stop and stay here.
Okay,
in
so this
winter.
is your input to that discussion, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
this is our input to that discussion. And it's still a pretty new project. We've just done it in fall of 2023 and now fall of 2024. But I do feel like so long as Dr. DeRocher is here, he's going to continue banding birds.
I know,
and
he loves birds, doesn't he?
yes, yeah. So, and he's,
I've seen him walk around with a few in his hands.
yeah, he's an awesome guy to teach you about that stuff. And he's made a little army of ornithologists in training. Learning new techniques and skills and kind of growing myself as far as realizing what I could do as a field biologist and getting out there to do the footwork of putting up the nets, clearing the habitat surveys, recognizing the different species, learning their calls, all of these small little skills that come into play.
Did you get any networking out of Dr. DeRocher?
Oh, for sure. He's got lots of
Yeah.
good friends that I've been very thankful to meet. So,
I bet you he's someone you could put on your resume, right?
for sure, yeah. And he's backed me up and has provided a lot of different opportunities for me. So I'm very thankful for that, and I'm looking forward to his help in the future. I do feel like I am a little more open to talking to people and realizing that I have something to offer people, to educate people on, so that's helped a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, because this stuff is really important to understand how migrant species use different habitats along their routes. That way we can make better conservation decisions when it comes to helping them out. So,
And I've seen some of those trails. I mean, they're beautiful. They really are.
Yeah, they
Well,
are.
thank you for making the time to come here and do your little presentation
sure,
and just let everybody know who you are.
I hope it's something you can use.
No, it is, because
Okay.
a lot of people will come here and they don't know about research. They don't know what it's like. They don't know the students or the people, the faces behind the research that we're doing. I mean, they'll see the pictures and stuff, but they don't know what it's like. So it's really something that you can do, and it's worth it.